Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you about how to enjoy your life before what you're creating arrives. So, there's something that I've been noticing lately in my own life, in my clients, in people who are consciously creating big things, and that is how easy it is to put your life on hold without even realizing you're doing it. So perhaps you might recognize some of these phrases, these thoughts, or these things that we might tell ourselves. I'll relax when the money comes in. I'll feel settled when the relationship stabilizes. I'll enjoy myself when I'm clearer. When I get there, I'll be able to breathe. And suddenly, life becomes this long hallway you're walking down, waiting for a door to open. So today I want to talk about how to actually enjoy your life before what you're creating arrives. Not as a manifestation trick, not as a performance, but as a way of living, a way of being, a way of moving through your life. So first, let's talk about the I'll be happy when trap. Because here's the thing. Humans are wired to pursue goals, and that's not the problem here. The problem is when happiness becomes conditional. Psychology calls this hedonic adaptation, the tendency for humans to return to a baseline level of happiness after positive or negative changes. So, simplified, you get the thing, and your nervous system adjusts faster than you expect. Whether that's the promotion, the relationship, the move, the income level, etc., etc. So if your system is used to tension, striving, or waiting, it doesn't just relax because something arrived. I've coached people who hit their biggest goals, 6 figures, flying in a private plane, dream relationships, the on-paper success, and still felt restless, anxious, or oddly flat. Because when they were actually chasing, it wasn't the goal. They were actually chasing the feeling they thought the goal would give them. And here's the hard truth, said with love. If you don't know how to enjoy your life now, you won't magically know how to when things change. So enjoyment is not a reward. It's a nervous system state. And this is where I want to slow things down, because this is a very powerful place for us to focus and to start bringing our attention to. Enjoyment isn't something you earn. It's something your nervous system allows. From a neuroscience perspective, enjoyment happens when the nervous system is in a regulated state, not fight, flight, freeze, or chronic anticipation. So many people live in what I call almost energy. Almost there, almost safe, almost relaxed. But almost is what keeps the body slightly braced. And if you grew up in an environment where, let's say, rest wasn't safe, pleasure had to be earned, or things could be taken away at any moment, your system may associate enjoyment with danger, and that would be a natural byproduct. So you might find that because of that, you stay vigilant, focused on the future, or in a state of waiting. And sometimes waiting feels safer than arriving because arrival asks you to be here. Arrival asks you to receive, to stop scanning, to just be present. So let's talk for a moment about the in-between space, because the in-between is not a mistake. If you're in a season where old desires don't excite you anymore, new ones haven't fully formed, you feel quieter, less driven, maybe less sparkly, right? You're kind of in the in-between. I've definitely spoke about this before in other podcast episodes, and I think it's something we can all relate to too, especially in present times where we're ending the year of the snake and about to move into the year of the fire horse. So anyways, I spoke about that a little bit more on a previous episode. I'm not going to get into it now, but there is going to be liminal phases. This is something that we can recognize energetically. It's also something that's recognized in developmental psychology and somatic work. It's the in-between state where identity reorganizes itself before clarity emerges. Examples of this could be adolescence, grief, moving to a different country, shedding a skin. It's not the failure of a manifestation, it's the integration. And trying to rush clarity during this phase often creates more anxiety, not less. It puts a lot of pressure on the self. So sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay present without demanding answers from life. So if you ever find yourself in that feeling of the in-between, remember that message of like, okay, when I put pressure on myself to have it all figured out, when I put pressure on myself to have answers or more clarity or, putting that pressure on life, I don't feel so good on the inside, right? We feel free when our systems are relaxed from pressure, when there's an ease. So begin to internally start to create that ease for yourself when you do recognize that there's pressure there. So how do we actually enjoy life now then? Let's get practical for a moment. I've got a few tips here. One is to shrink the timeline. Your nervous system does not live in 5-year plans. The ego loves plans. The ego loves structure. But we want to go right to the nervous system. So instead of asking, how do I enjoy my life this year? Ask, how do I enjoy the next hour? Research on mindfulness-based stress reduction shows that orienting to short present moment experiences significantly reduce anxiety and increases life satisfaction. So enjoyment doesn't require a vision board. It requires presence. It doesn't require you to have a huge vision, right? Everything mapped out for yourself. You just need to be here now. The second step is to separate anticipation from absence. So there is a difference between I'm excited about what's coming and I'm mentally not here. So anticipation is light and absence is dissociation. So if you're constantly thinking about the next phase, your body experiences this phase as empty, even when it's not. So take that one in a little bit deeper for a moment, because I know this is something that affected me for quite some time and I wasn't even aware of it. So there is a difference between I'm excited about what's coming and I'm mentally not here. Whereabouts are you right now? Enjoyment requires inhabiting your body where you are right now. Gratitude is an excellent energy, feeling to visit and to practice to get yourself feeling like, yes, I'm excited about what's coming and I'm so happy and grateful to be here right now. Keeps you rooted. So a next step is to create enjoyment without justification. So you do not need to earn enjoyment by being productive. Enjoyment can look like drinking your morning coffee or tea slowly, creating a ritual around it. Very simple, very easy to do, just requires you intentionally creating that time. Feeling your body when you walk, right? Instead of rushing through, let's say, walking your dog, right? Take it slow. Enjoy it. Feel into your body. Notice if there's any tension. Just start to get familiar with where you are. Letting yourself rest without explaining it, right? Just letting yourself relax. And laughing without a reason. Starting to make light of life, not take it so seriously. So studies on dopamine regulation show that constant striving actually dulls our ability to feel pleasure over time. So small, simple enjoyment restores sensitivity. Right? So every single time you pause and enjoy the moment, you're actually creating an overall happy, more fulfilling life for yourself. It all adds up. It all keeps adding up. And next, stop treating your current life like a waiting room. This one is big. Your life is not the pre-show. It's not the lobby. It's not the warm-up act. This is the room. The moment you stop treating now as a placeholder, something in you settles. And paradoxically, things often begin to move faster, right? So your life is happening now. Your life is a beautiful and precious gift. It's time to start grabbing that. And it doesn't mean grabbing it and hitting the ground running. It just means grabbing it, embracing it, loving it, just finding so much pleasure in it, enjoying it, like just really being with it. So let's talk about the paradox. Enjoyment signals safety. From a nervous system lens, enjoyment tells your body, I am safe enough to be here. Safety is what allows receiving, right? Safety is what creates the space to receive more. Not effort, not force, not obsession, right? When your system relaxes, your perception widens. You notice opportunities. You respond instead of chase things. You trust your reality. And this is why people often say, things came when I stopped trying so hard. They didn't stop caring. They stopped bracing. One of the examples that always comes to me when I'm talking about this with clients is a lot of times women will put a lot of pressure on themselves to get pregnant, right? They're trying to get pregnant. And they might try out all sorts of different methods to get pregnant, right? I've known a few people who have gone through different treatments like IVF, and let's say it didn't work, right? Whatever method it was that they were trying out wasn't working for them. And then they sort of not gave up, but surrendered it, right? Got to that place of stopping trying so hard and accepted, right? And the miracle babies came, right? I've known people who this has happened to. I think probably as I share that story, maybe you've known a woman out there as well, or a few women, or you've heard a story like this before, right? And oh my gosh, creating life is one of the biggest things we can do in this world as human beings, right? Like absolutely incredible. And so think about that. Again, something as big as creating a whole other life just happens when somebody stops trying so hard, right? So it doesn't matter how big or how small the thing is that you're trying to create, but just that energy of stopping trying so hard, miracles can happen. Miracles happen every single day. So before we wrap up today, I want to share a gentle invitation. If this episode resonated with you, if you can feel that your system is ready to soften in ways, you're ready to stop living in anticipation and start inhabiting your life more fully, this is the work that I do. Through core energy coaching, we work directly with the patterns beneath the patterns, not just your thoughts or goals, but the way your nervous system meets life, the way you relate to pressure, receiving, rest, desire, and safety. This work is for people who are highly capable, deeply sensitive, and ready to stop pushing their way into the next chapter and instead embody it. And for those who feel called to go even deeper into the body, I'm also offering in-person Kambo ceremonies here in Toronto. So Kambo is a very powerful grounding ritual that works directly with the physical and energetic body. It clears, recalibrates, and brings you back into presence, out of the mind, out of waiting, and deep into your body. So many people experience this as a reset, a return home, a moment where the noise quiets and something essential comes back online. So both of these paths, coaching and ceremony, they're about one thing, and that is learning how to feel safe enough to be here, to receive your life now, not someday. So if you feel the call, trust yourself. You can find all the details in the show notes, or you can reach out to me directly. And if not, just let this episode be a reminder. Your life is not on hold. You're allowed to enjoy it now. And thank you for being here with me today. Sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you again soon.